You know, every great story, whether it's on a screen or just in your head, it all starts from a blueprint, a script. And today, we're going to take a deep dive into one of the most vivid blueprints I've come across for a dark fantasy epic called the Ashen War. We're going to deconstruct it piece by piece and see how it builds a world so real you can practically feel the chill in the air.
All right, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with how the script literally paints a picture with words. Then, we'll tune into the sound of dread it creates. After that, we'll look at the pacing, how it structures an apocalypse. And finally, how it all comes together to make us feel the unforgettable price of the story.
So check this out. This is one of the very first lines in the entire script. We haven't even seen an enemy. We haven't seen a single sword drawn, but we already feel this world. The script tells us the air itself tastes of decay. Right there, that's an immediate gut punch of a detail that drops you right into the suppressive dying land. That's what a few well-chosen words can do.
So let's get into it. First up, the visuals. How does a script, just a document of text, build an entire world by painting with dark words?
Okay, so this is visual storytelling in a nutshell. And it's not about just writing pretty, flowery language. No, it's about making every single word do some heavy lifting for the narrative. The script is basically directing the camera for you, right? It calls for an unnatural twilight to tell you this world is just wrong. Or it'll call for a close-up on a character's face to show their unwavering determination so you know what they're about to do without them saying a word.
And this contrast here, this is everything. On one side, you've got the Eldrid Great Hall. It's full of life, sunlight, community. It's what the heroes are fighting for. But then you look at Tennerris Keep. It's not just a spooky castle, it's a living nightmare. The walls breathe. The light is sickly. The architecture itself is twisted. This visual clash sets up the entire conflict of the story. It's life versus this sentient architectural horror.
This is how the script makes magic feel so visceral, so invasive. The corruption isn't just some vague evil force, it's the very earth pulsing with sickness. And the mark of shadow, my favorite, isn't just a magical tattoo. It blooms outward like ink in water. I mean, what a beautiful but absolutely terrifying image of infection. It's written specifically for a slow camera zoom on someone's skin. These aren't just special effects. They're physical manifestations of the story's deepest fears.
But a world isn't just what you see, right? It's what you hear. So now let's explore how this script designs a soundscape of pure, unadulterated dread.
The script directs the audio in these really distinct layers. It's like building a recipe for fear. It starts with a base layer, this unnatural, low hum inside Tennerris Keep that just sits under everything, making you constantly uneasy. Then on top of that, you layer the musical score. Then come the specific sound effects, like the guttural chittering of the raven. And finally, you have vocal effects. It's a full-on audio assault designed to keep you permanently on the edge of your seat. And get this, the script is also a blueprint for the actors. It gets incredibly specific about how each character should sound. Gunnar's voice actually shifts from calm to steel-edged, which tells you everything about his transformation into a wartime commander. Malagar's voice is described as devoid of warmth and layered with whispers. I mean, you could literally close your eyes and you'd know exactly who these people are and what they're about just from their voices.
Okay, so with the world built and the atmosphere set, we need to talk about rhythm. Pacing isn't just about how fast or slow a story goes, it's about controlling emotion. Let's see how this script paces an entire apocalypse.
When you actually map out the plot, you see this incredible, deliberate rhythm. It kicks off with a huge shock. The feast is shattered by news of war. But then it slows way, way down for the solemn dread of this ritual. That's followed by this nail-biting slow burn tension of the infiltration, which finally explodes into a massive climax. The story actually breathes, you know? It alternates between tension and release to make sure both hit you with maximum impact.
This contrast right here is the engine that drives the story's tension. I mean, look at the infiltration scene. It's all about disciplined silence and these quiet, terrifyingly specific sounds, like one single bone snapping in the dark. The script holds that tension for as long as possible, probably with slow, deliberate camera work. So when that silence is finally obliterated by a pounding battle theme and everything erupts, man, it feels explosive.
brutal and completely desperate. And this is the line where the entire story just pivots on a dime. Gunnar's words aren't a celebration. They're filled with horror. The victory over the man, Malagar, has just uncorked something so much worse, a truly cosmic threat. The pacing builds you up to this triumphant peak, only to shove you off a cliff into an even more terrifying valley.
The battle is won, but the war? Oh, it is far from over. A great story's ending is where its real themes hit home. So let's look at how the final scenes of this script deliver a conclusion that is just so powerful and haunting. This script masterfully sidesteps a simple, they all lived happily ever after ending. Instead, it uses ambiguity to make sure the story sticks with you. The whole point isn't to answer every single question, but to make you really sit there and grapple with the awful price of their victory.
So the final conflict, the real climax, isn't fought with swords at all. It's fought with ideals. You've got Hrothulf's raw, warrior pride screaming, "We do not kneel!" clashing with the grim, awful reality that Kell lays out. And Gunnar's final decision, spoken with that steel in his voice, that's not a moment of glory. It's a moment of profound, terrible, but necessary sacrifice.
And even in defeat, the bad guy gets the last word. This fragmented Wister, it's a genius move. It literally plants a seed of doubt, not just in the world of the story, but right in our own minds. Is the threat really gone? Or does that seed remain? It's chilling.
And this is ambiguity in its purest final form. The war is over, the action is done, but this final shot is so deeply unsettling. A silent landscape, some lone, unmoving figure, a tiny ripple in the sky. The script doesn't give you closure. It just leaves you with this haunting question mark, which makes the whole story linger in your head long after it's over.
Ultimately, what a script like this teaches us is that a powerful story's blueprint doesn't just show you what happens. It orchestrates sight and sound and pacing to make you feel the weight of it all. It builds an entire world and then leaves you with one final, resonant image that you just can't shake. And that is the mark of a true epic.